Hello, my name is Austen. I am an adapted athlete from CrossFit All or Nothing. Today I'm going to take you through the 4 additional movements. They are the pull-up, the snatch, the muscle-up and the thrusters. Today I'm also joined by Charlie. He is a below-knee adapted athlete. So you'll be able to see today the difference between above knee and below knee.
Right team, the first movement then is the pull-up, so same start position as an able-bodied athlete, but with Rossy, as he's lacking the weight in his legs and prosthetic leg, he cannot get a big enough swing with his leg to go straight up, so he has to do a lot more aggressive hip drive and pop, like so, to get himself up to the bar. But if you look here with Charlie, he's got a lot more weight that he can use it to his advantage with the swing, which makes the pull-ups a lot easier for himself to swing his foot, pop with the hips, go straight up to the bar. Right team, now we have the snatch, and Rossy, above knee adaptive athlete, he cannot have a start position from the floor because he cannot maintain neutral spine when it's that low, so he has to start from a hang position. From the hang position then, all you can do is a hip thrust forward to get that momentum to send the bar upward. He cannot actually triple extend because of lack of toes, and he has to catch it in the power position because he cannot maintain that depth to squat down. But with Charlie here, because he is a below knee adaptive athlete, he has that full range of motion to take the bar from the floor, maintaining a neutral spine. Then he can fully drive through the legs, drive through the floor, triple extension onto his toes, and he can catch the bar overhead in the full squat position, 90 degrees or just below. This gives him much more advantage over someone who is above knee because it gives him that full range of motion and a much wider skill set. So team, for the muscle up you need the false grip, so you need to put your hands through, karate chopping through on the bend on your wrist like so, turn your thumb and your fingers back towards yourself with both hands, then you're going to put your body weight underneath it just so the wood is rested on the wrist line, like so. This keeps your forearms activated, so you're starting it with an active hold with your forearms so you can engage. So when starting out guys, you can place his feet underneath the rings, so it's like gravity fed directly underneath it, and because he has a flexion in his toes, he can then drive through the floor, pushing his head forward into that lower position, and from there he can extend his arms up into the top of the muscle up. But with Rossy, he cannot do this because he cannot drive directly through the floor, or he can do this from a lower height before he obviously advances onto hanging. So here's Rossy now, the above knee adaptive athlete. The same as the pull-up like he's done before, he has to do a lot more aggressive swing with his foot and then aggressive drive with his hips, get closer up to the rings, bringing the rings to his sternum and round underneath, and then driving through. So team, the last movement is the thruster. With an above knee adaptive athlete, they cannot squat directly down keeping their weight balanced. He has to send his hips backwards, which makes him unstable. So that's why you have to place a box at 90 degrees or just below, making sure he remains active when he's at the bottom, and then driving straight through the floor, using that as the big drive up and then fully extend over the top. But with Charlie here, a below knee adaptive athlete, as you can see, he's got full control. He's got that full depth, hip crease below knee crease, his feet stay as flat as possible, and he drives through the floor and then fully extends over the top. So that puts him at a much more better advantage. Right, so guys, we've gone through those 4 additional movements today of CrossFit. So you've got the pull-up, the thruster, the muscle-up and the snatch. And we looked at the variations between above knee and below knee amputations and the adaptations they have to do during those movements. As you see, it's a lot quicker for some and slower for others because they can't get that depth or you don't have that knee flexion. So you just take a note of those adaptations, work with your athletes and see how you can progress them within that movement as best you can. But within CrossFit, especially the competitions within adaptive athletes, we feel these do need to be addressed, that just below a limb, so lower limb extremity shouldn't be that whole category. You should have above knee and below knee, and it should come into play whether you've actually got the movement of the ankle, the knee and the hips, which makes all the difference. Right, cheers guys.